Ready for what?
Well, I got the tractor.
Aidan, why do you have a tractor? I didn't say anything about a tractor.
Well, I'm Aidan.
I'm Josh.
This is KidzChurch Online.
Okay, Aidan. So, what do these things have in common? The parable of the lost sheep, the parable of the tenant farmers, the parable of the vine and the branches, the parable of the mustard seed.
A farm.
A farm, exactly. You see, Jesus taught his followers. Jesus was known to be a great teacher. Many people called him rabbi, which means teacher. And 1/3 of Jesus's teachings were in the form of parables. And a lot of those parables were about, well, farming.
For those of you who don't know, a parable is a story told by Jesus. It kind of had a hidden meaning. And for that purpose, it was to protect Jesus from those who were trying to trap him or capture him. But at the same time, it was relaying a message to those who believed in him and followed him.
Jesus used these stories that sometimes had real settings, sometimes they were made up, and a lot of times weren't about real people. They were just characters that sometimes didn't even have a name. But the point of them was, like Aidan said, to share a truth.
The reason that a lot of Jesus' parables were about farming is because back then, a lot of people had to farm their own food and raise their own cattle and sheep, and everybody was pretty well a farmer or a fisherman.
And so Jesus spoke in terms that they'd understand. He used analogies they'd understand. Now, some of these parables were maybe only one verse long in the Bible, right? The kingdom of God is like a treasure that's hidden in a field. And then other parables were, well, like entire chapters of the Bible. Jesus spent minutes and maybe all day talking about this one idea. And in John chapter 15, we find one of those real long parables. Now, the story's not really long, but Jesus has a lot to say about it. That's the parable of the vine and the branches, and we're going to be talking about that for the next couple weeks. A lot of the parables start out, well, the same. They start out with these words: the kingdom of God is like. And then Jesus tells his parable. Now, why does he always say that? The kingdom of God is like. Well, because Jesus's ministry was all about sharing about the kingdom of God. He was bringing the kingdom of God to the world. His followers were becoming citizens of that kingdom, and he wanted to tell them what it was like to live for God, to love other people, to strive for excellence, and to choose joy. So pay good attention over the next 3 weeks as Pastor Dan and I help you to understand the parable of the vine and the branches. We'll see you guys next time.